welcome back to Off the Clock. Today we have not a special guest. You know him. You know his face very well. I'm sure every one of you loves him already. But today we wanted to try out something different. We got the whole family together. You could say it's a family affair like that other episode we shot. Link in the bio. Today we have our dad here today, and we thought it would be a very interesting episode that we ask him a few questions that we think are important to ask your father or even mother or parents in general before they are inevitably gone from this world. So my sister and I have curated 8 questions to ask you today, Dad.
Okay.
I hope you're prepared.
Curious, yeah.
I hope you did your homework. You were never good at doing your homework before. But yeah, so without further ado, let's just get straight into these questions with the first question being, what was your happiest memory of us? And you can split this up because
Well, individually,
yeah.
for both of you, there've been many, simply because you kind of have different personalities, and we connect very deeply but differently with, you know, each one of you. Let me start with your big sister. For me, the real happiest memory has been, you know, my connection from you when you were born, going to see you at the hospital as my baby, but seeing you grow through kindergarten and primary school, doing estate food, recitations and that stuff, getting the trophies. I mean, I saw a side of you that I kind of never, you know, seen before. When you like have to show up, you brought a lot of energy, pitch your voice and beat everybody. Just very proud of that. And of course, when you graduated from high school, just seeing you finishing that and crew there, going through the matric dance, and that drama was will never leave me. I mean, I'll always remember that moment.
That's very interesting because I thought your happiest moment would have been like university, actually. A lot of people talk about university. But I'm not taking away from I'm not taking away from your moment, but yeah, it's very interesting to hear.
For me, I mean, university was very important, but by that time, I mean, in my eyes, you already tried and tested in terms of how you can apply yourself, how you can do things, how you can get things done. So
Yeah.
that time, I was like, sure, you're going places.
Okay.
Yeah. Always had confidence in you, trusted that you'll be the person that you are today. I had a vision for that.
Okay.
Yeah. And as for you, I mean, right in the beginning, you kind of very shy but like to try things. And behind the scene, um, doing things very effectively and reading. The moment when you were at primary school, and I think you took a trip to go to
I don't know what this is.
um, a car museum, and we gave you 20 or 30 rand to buy chocolate or Coke or something, and you showed up with a picture of a vintage, and you brought it to us and said, look, I bought this. And it's like, what is this? You like, even that age, I think you were 7 or 8, you said, this is a 7 8. It's going to be very expensive one day. From that very time, you were just into cars. And I was like, you know, you focus on something and you get it done. And that was confirmed by, I remember one December, I gave you guys 1,000 rand each, your sister and you all went shopping, and I think you came back with a book of car engines that was worth 600 rand with some change, while your sister was like, sneakers and stuff and all that. That for me will always stay with me.
You know what's funny about that first example you just gave
Yeah.
was I remember that I remember pictures in my head of that trip. But I remember when I came home, all of you just laughed at me when I
No,
showed
no, we're
you.
laughing with you.
No, no, no. I was not laughing. There was nothing funny. I showed you this thing. All of you just laughed at me. You bought a picture of a car. Everyone in the house, mom, you, Tepi, was laughing at me because I did this thing, and I was like, did I do something wrong? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, 7-year-old me, the way I processed that back in the day, it's good to know that you were proud of me now. It was a happy moment. But the way I received that is like everyone in the house was just like, I was just like, I, I don't, what was I supposed to do with the money instead of like, I don't know. It was just a confusing experience for me because at that time I was like, yeah, this is a cool car, souvenir. Let me bring this home, show it to my parents. Everyone's just like, what are you doing? Like that
Well,
whole,
well,
and it's
let's.
just like, okay, I guess I did something wrong here, but we
No,
moved on from it.
you know, you done well. Regular kids will buy a fizzy drink, a chocolate, or the money. You know, you bought a souvenir. You had the vision, and I mean, I saw you grow through that, which that's why I say it stayed with me even today.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's good to know that was a happy moment.
very.
I actually thought you were gonna say because you started with he went on a trip, and
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna talk about
Oh
that time where
no.
he went on a trip, and then someone made a suggestion that let's mix our money so that we have more money, and then they did that, and then all the money got stolen, and I felt like that was literally so funny. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
my happiest moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, your brother doesn't want to talk about that a lot because I think it made him sad, and in a way, it made me sad because I spent the whole of that week preparing him for the trip. You know, gave him a luggage with a dialer lock and showing him you put all your valuables in this. This is your secret code. You lock and nobody can open it. You put everything in there. And of course, I mean, when he came back with the story that, I don't know, this boy came and said we must mix all the money, make it big, and then we went to bed and sleep and the money was gone.
The-
And 3 days of no ice cream, no chocolates, no stuff. I was sad as much as you were that time. But, you know,
Okay,
it's,
all I'm gonna say is now, and then we never talk about this again,
I know.
is that you guys don't know the actual story that what happened there.
Oh, really?
And I'm taking that story to the grave. And it's fine. Because you got the 10-year-old version of that story, which was when I was in grade 4, so I was 10 years old. So yeah, you or 9, but yeah, you got that version of the story. I remember what happened, and what you guys are saying is like, yeah, it's true until I mean, after like the mixing the money thing was true, and then everything after that
No,
is a
we
different
don't care
story.
about the after that. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the
yeah,
mixing the
no.
money is the crux,
Yeah,
and
obviously
it's
that's
the
where
happiest
everything went.
moment.
This is what I mean. For Debbie, this is just
Yeah, that's so
entertainment.
funny.
It was comedy for her. But that's what I'm saying. You guys don't know the full story. You just know the what you needed to know.
Okay.
Well, you filtered a lot of stuff out of it then.
Yeah, no. And to this day, you still remember. You guys still remember that story. It's just like these things follow you forever, eh?
Okay, cool. So the next question is, what were those first few days of fatherhood like?
Yeah, for me it was so epic. In the beginning with you was very different. I was inexperienced but very excited. I remember going to the hospital, waiting and waiting to see you. That time I just wanted to see my baby. I just wanted to, you know, take you home, feed you, wash you, and do all that stuff. That connection was something else, you know. So I still remember that time and every kind of a detail of it. You know, it's some memories that will always stay with me forever. And for you, it's just very different because that time kind of 4 years later or something. Very experienced father in terms of how to deal with that. I remember we prepared so much. In fact, I think we over prepared. We bought this big cot bed and built and put it together. Um, and the trawlers and the car seats and everything else for you to like arrive. Eventually, you arrived, and we put you in this big cot bed. As soon as you figure out that, you know, some people are sleeping on a big bed there, and you in this thing, you just didn't want to be there. Like every time you wanted to get out, like stand up and cry out of the whole thing, and I remember few times, we'll take you and put you in the bed with us, and you felt very comfortable there than in the court bed.
Yeah, you guys were trying to isolate me. Uh,
But also, the thing is, in personality, both of you are so different, right? Your brother being a brother or a boy, he kind of been, I don't want to say naughty, but very dramatic in the way he was trying things, bicycles and pushing things harder. There was just this moment that I also remember when there was this advert on the Fanta Orange showing a can rolling on the staircase, and you decided to imitate it from our house from upstairs and roll down on the staircase. The adverts are like going like, no. Then we heard you rolling and said, no. Then the next thing you're crying because it is painful. I was like, okay, you're trying things very adventurous.
wow.
Yeah.
So why wasn't anyone watching me?
As
Yeah,
a
hard to
toddler,
watch.
I think as a toddler that time, freedom was big for you. Just be left alone to run around as long as you're not killing yourself or injuring yourself, which you did often, you know.
Too often.
Yeah. I mean, you probably the one person in the family who landed in the hospital more than anybody else. I mean,
Yeah, no. So much
yeah.
experience in the hospital. I'm glad I got that over and done with because it's like going to the hospital for me was always like, and now it's like if I ever had to go to the hospital again, it's just like, let's just get this over and done. It's not like a dramatic thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but when it's for you guys have to go to the hospital. It's like, oh my god, it's dramatic.
Yeah, you practice. You had a 3, 4, 5 visits. One visit for some of us is painful.
I should
I
get
actually
it.
don't mind, to be honest. I don't mind going to the hospital.
I feel like let's put it in like better context of like you at that age,
Yeah.
because even going to the hospital now, I feel like at this age you're just like, okay, let's get it over and done with. But also at the same time, you don't want to do that.
No, I don't
Yeah.
mind, honestly. I feel like the hospital is a nice place.
Oh,
Only
really?
because, only in certain wards. So, like, the maternity ward is really nice. Um, yeah, they feed you, there's nurses, people are helping you with your baby. Like, that is a dream.
Okay.
So, I don't mind the maternity ward.
What about the surgical ward?
No, I don't like the surgical ward, but
Okay,
maternity
alright.
ward, I don't mind it.
That's where we were a lot of the time. What have you learnt about love, and what has it taught you?
I mean, love is very very broad. But
You have
but
to break it down.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But as for family, I think the family love is something that's very unconditional. I remember the moment when you guys were naughty and messing up. Um, you find that you're so angry, and fortunately, you guys were born post corporal punishment. Because in my time, the parents used to discipline quite a bit with the stick. So, but even way back, I just think that love from parents to children or children to parents is so unconditional, and it's different to loving your cousin or a friend or somebody else, and I mean, you guys can relate, but that's why you can fight and then get back together, you know. So because the barrier for that is the love that is so deep and continue to keep you together. But if you are fighting with a friend without the love, the friendship is gone. Never see them again, you know. So it's I just think that with a family, it's on another level. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree because I have a baby. I feel like that is really where you. I mean, I have family, I have parents and stuff. I have a brother, but I feel like when you have a baby, you really, 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 really understand unconditional love. I don't think, and my daughter's one, so please, like, this answer can change. But I don't think there's anything she can do like that is wrong. I mean, there's like technically she's doing something wrong, but I
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. You just love them,
Yeah. So
irrespective.
so you take that experience to you and me, like there's nothing that he can do that's wrong. You know,
Okay.
that's the unconditional love. You know.
That's right. I feel like at this age, there's plenty of things you can do that's wrong. But yeah.
But I mean that.
But
Fi-
it doesn't change the love.
No, I,
think.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but like with what you were saying, like with Amu, you like, there's nothing she can do that is wrong. Amu's not capable of a lot of things, is what I'm saying. For it to actually, for you to be tested on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And even when she's like 10, 15, there's still, I don't think she's still capable of a lot of things to like properly test that. But in like at this age, when like we're adults, we can really mess up, and then your parents will be like, hey. And then I'm not saying they won't love you anymore, but like I just feel like I don't know. I think it's just different because when you're that age, like technically a child, I think there's more of a cushion for that love and like for you making mistakes or doing wrong.
I mean, I can talk from your parents' standpoint. I just think that even at the stage where you are, even if you um, get up to no good or do wrong, I think the love will buffer everything else. Don't be confused by the harsh fights or tensions or arguments, but the love will always be a buffer for that, even at this age. Believe me. Things about. I mean, think about things that you been through with us, yourself, that has not taken away the love. You know, so it goes through. It's just maybe in higher dose when we're talking about babies and toddlers, and teenagers a little bit there, where sometimes you hear parents being so blinded about my daughter is you know like a model and this and that. My son is tall and handsome. My daughter can sing. And when you listen, you realize they average. But the parents, to them, you like a superstar.
Yeah.
It's because of that love that make them, just so much bought into you. You like, that one horse that's gonna win. For them, no matter what. You know, and that's helped a lot of kids to kind of do better in life and overperform. That support that is also unconditional, blinded. It's like, no, 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 you're unbelievable, you know, even if you're not. But I mean, they make you believe, because everything is here as well.
So, would you say that, um, okay, let's say like as like young parents, like when your kids are still within like below the age of 20, you like are you touching on like the fact that the parents, because of the love, they're in a way incapable of being critical of their kids? So the example you used, my child can sing, they're pretty average when everyone else hears them, but because of you, like you're the parents, you're like, no, best singer ever, what. How does that equate? So you're just saying, basically what I'm saying is like they can't be critical of their kids because the
No,
love is
no, no,
blinding
no,
them.
no, no, no. No. I mean, they are critical. We kind of, as your parents, we had a strategy to raise you. And I think most parents do have the strategy that maybe it's better than others, but they always have an idea of where they're going with you. And also, some parents can be very overly critical of you because maybe they want you to be like them, or I had this experience with one guy who worked for me as one of the manager. He was a medical doctor, but he said, that's what my parents wanted me to be in the family of three kids. There must be a doctor in the family, but I didn't want to be a doctor. So I became a doctor for my father, and now I want to do me. I just want to go into business and do the stuff that I want. So parents will have a visualize, the kind of or have vision for the adult that they want to see in you, and sometimes can be, you know, overly critical, tough on you when you just want to relax and do easy things. I mean, even me, I can relate. I grew up wanting to be a movie producer and director for movies and drama, and I wrote and directed drama at high school and played it around in other schools, and I just that's like the creative stuff. And my parents are like, no, no, not you're not going to do that. You're going to be something with a title, a doctor, teacher, policeman, a priest, something, you know. So parents, even with that bias that they have on their kids that they love, most parents, most of us, we do have a strategy to raise you. You know, for us, you didn't just become, you know, this young adult who's clever and educated and polished the way you are. We worked on a strategy to get you there, even you know. So this is not accident.
What was your strategy? Two
This
things in your strategy.
the strategy was to have somebody who's well mannered, well behaved, like you, who's focused on becoming whatever they wanted to be. But I mean, we always guided. Remember when you came up with the ideas that you wanted to be a mining engineer, um, and I mean, and we had very good discussion. You didn't feel the strategy, but the strategy was working just like that. And remember, I told you that you can go be a mining engineer, but don't forget that mines are in very remote and rural places. Miners abuse alcohol. The divorce rate is high, and it's a man's world. You remember those talks?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so that was the strategy, which kind of I mean, remember you went to the winter school. You went 2 weeks for engineering school, and went underground and had a feel of how that feels like,
Yeah.
and came back and say, Dad, you're right. You know me. I guess you can thank me later. The same as you, we kind of worked with you, um, and I mean it's good. I thought your love for cars and engines and things, you'll go in that direction, but it's not too late. You can still go. But it was always planned.
Okay.
You look shocked.
No, 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 no. I think it's quite interesting for me, particularly because I now have children or a child. That it was very intentional in terms of your strategy. And now when I think about like the different conversations, the people that I dated in the past, that strategy, I actually kind of see it play out. That it was more like you're not telling me not to do it, but you're giving me the pros and the cons, and you're assessing it based off of who I am and how I would fit in a situation with person X or in career Y. that kind of a thing. So I get it. I also think a part of your strategy was truth telling always, because you guys were very almost like brutally honest, which is where I think my brother gets that from. Because you guys are very like, this is the truth. We're not going to lie to you. Whether you like it or not, you can cry about it, but yeah, it's the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember, we also kind of connected you with Prof. Marion Jacobs, just to explore how, that career direction could look like, and with her daughter. And at the end of the day, you made a choice that looked like your choice. But I mean, it was,
Yeah,
you
because I
were,
was going to
yeah,
say, if I had pursued the PPE, ultimately, I think I would have landed up where I've landed today.
exactly, you know. But
Yeah,
but we
that's
just,
actually interesting.
yeah.
Um, where are we in these questions?
Is it me next or is it you?
I think it's you.
Okay. When? What do you want to wish? Okay, yes. When was the moment you felt most proud of us?
I mean, I think I, in a way, answered that question.
With the first
Uh,
one, yeah.
yeah, with the kind of first question you had. Um, you know, you kind of, you know, high school when you graduated, and the way you kind of, you know, approach things. I just continue to see the growth, and him, he always surprises me because I'll think you don't know the stuff, and then you come up with much more than I expected. In other words, exceeding my expectations. I mean, the whole car music and things, even the stuff that we're doing here at Off the Clock. Sometimes you just, the gaming stuff that you do that, like, you know, I know that you've always been on PlayStation, but to produce games, it's just, keep on surprising me and making me proud. I think as a parent, you know.
All right.
Nice. Okay, so the next question is, what's the nicest thing I have ever done for you?
I think, I mean, both of you have done a lot of nice things for me, especially when you're still toddlers at kindergarten and primary school. Uh, what I really like and remember was, those Father's Day cards, gift cards, and messages and all that you used to do. No money spent on that stuff.
The
But I
ones
mean,
where you used to cut the pictures
the
up.
pictures
Yeah.
and the drawings and all that was just, that stuff sticks. Almost see you, in that. So I wish you can do more of that. But what I always said, and I think I've used it more, has been the way both of you connected with me every time I was coming home, and you are small. You like the big reason for me to go home early. Before you sleeping or something, like you just used to receive me with a lot of love when I come home, like daddy. So I still miss that today. You know.
Yeah, Dad, I don't mind making you macaroni cards, eh? That's
Say, man.
I'm gonna
The
make
most
you this. Yeah,
cost-effective thing
I'm gonna
ever.
make those.
We just need to buy our
cards.
macaroni and glue.
Put that together. Wish you a happy Father's Day.
I think there's
No wish list.
there's
No.
And
there's
then we
time
also
for
come with
everything.
Amu as well. We get Amu to give it to him. We'll be like,
There's time for everything. I think. In the sense that I think you can do better current things that I like.
Okay.
Debbie's not convinced. What's one thing you want me to always remember after you are gone?
I mean the connection, the love. I think that we have. I think I want you to always remember. Off the clock, I think is something that also the way we kind of carved around it, I think, you know, brought our connection so tight and close and all that, make a lot of other people feel that it's still possible to connect with grown up kids. When I tell people outside this is, you know, um, I was facing a empty nest, and we created off the clock to keep together, you know. So, um, and I think it worked, or it works, because moments like this won't be possible without something like this. It doesn't have to be off the clock, but anything that brings the family together, you know, without food or other stuff, I think it's, you know. So what I want you to take forward is, the love, the connection to parents and family. I think it's very important. Forget the material things.
Okay, cool. I feel like in your answer to that, you answered the final question, which is if I were to carry one part of you forward into the future, what should it be? And I feel that you
No,
kind of
there's a
captured
lot.
it.
There's a lot for you both. I mean, to carry forward as part of me. I think I've been kind of fearless in the way I approach life. If you can take that, stop saying I'll start tomorrow, tomorrow. If you ever, you know, take that attribute from me is, if you say you're gonna do something and you do it, you know, not postpone it tomorrow, tomorrow, you know. Um, I recently posted something on LinkedIn, my favorite platform, um, on never be afraid to be seen trying new things, and that's just me, because I've always felt and thought that life is too short. If you want to try something, just do it. Otherwise, you may not be there tomorrow to do it. So if you can take that, then you find that your life is rich. You try, you do different things, and also part of that has been for me. I just kind of like networking and connecting with people, and inspired by the book that I read called Never Eat Alone. When I was traveling a lot, I'll be sitting next to somebody in the plane. I'll be the first one to talk to them. Who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? And all that. You just learn so much about, you know, cultures and different things that are, you think they're wrong, but they're not, And I remember the story. I sat next to an elderly gentleman. We're flying to Frankfurt, sitting in business class. I'm not bragging. Um, he was with his, family, his wife and the son. They were seated in those, the SAA had this two seat. I was seated next to him, and he was relating the story that his retired E&Y partner went to Cape Town to kind of do some work with the fam and this and that. But then he traveled with his son and the girlfriend. But I didn't see the girlfriend.
As in his son's girlfriend.
His son's girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, the son's girlfriend was with them. And then he said, yeah, the girlfriend is sitting at the back because she couldn't afford a business class ticket. And I remember listening to that story, like, you know, and his son's girlfriend kept on coming to check him in business class. It's like, you know, for a lot of families, that is a standard. I can't see that happening in my space. That one day we do a family trip, your girlfriend comes with you, but doesn't make first class or business class and sit at the back. I mean, I'll question the relationship with your girlfriend. I was like, why don't you go back and sit with her at that side or sitting next to your mom? You know,
I
I
don't
wasn't
think-
judging, but I was just.
But I'm just saying, I don't think in that situation that you're putting me in, I don't think I'd be sitting next to my mom. I think you would be sitting with my mom.
No. I know, but I'm just.
You're not sitting with your girlfriend.
Yeah, but
No,
I'm
true.
just relating the story that I saw, which was like, I wasn't judging other families' strategies and cultures and things. It's like, Wow. You
But
know, can you live with that?
but
Can
also
you
the
sleep
ticket
at
was
night?
bought. So what is the son supposed to do?
No, but
Look,
I
let me
think.
tell let
Okay.
me tell you, let me give you advice. And I don't think that will ever happen in our family. But if I'm the boyfriend and inviting my girlfriend to come with my family, and my parents pay or offer to pay a business class ticket my girlfriend can afford, I will ask my parents to get me a economy ticket to sit next to my girlfriend, not
No,
the other way around.
that much I get, but what I'm trying to say is that like in that situation it could have been like dad has already bought the plane ticket, so that business class ticket that he bought for you already has already been bought.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then the girlfriend is like, oh, do you want to come with us? And then it's like, okay, cool, 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 cool. And then she realizes, okay, I can't afford the business class ticket. So it's like, in that situation, what are you supposed to do?
You are supposed to upgrade her ticket to business because that is a cheaper, and you did not spend any money on a flight ticket. Your parents bought you a flight ticket, so you have financial capacity.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That's fair. I was just
But
saying.
that's just me.
I mean, that is just you, David. I'm just saying that's also fair. That's also reasonable. But I'm just saying, what was he supposed to do in that situation if the seat was already bought? So I'm just saying.
Just got the answer.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Is it a feasible answer?
Yes, it is. But that concludes our questions that we wanted to ask you.
Parting shots.
Parting shots for you.
Yeah, parting shot is just trying to answer this question. It's quite scary, right? That it feels like we came a long way, but it also feels like it's just was just yesterday when I was fetching you from kindergarten or school, and and same as you. I mean, I remember the last trip I took you for your last immunization injection. It just feels like yesterday. Um, Life kind of too fast. And that's why the one advice I think that I can give you is enjoy in the moment. You're not practicing for tomorrow because today is not coming back. It's just so important. I think about the talks that we had individually. I mean, kind of with you and with you at different times. And look at where we are today. It's just scary. But I mean, I'm kind of happy that life has been good. I mean, I remember quizzing you in the backseat of the car. I fetched you from school. I think you are at high school with your friend Komoto and asking you guys. You're sitting at the back, giggling, and it's like, okay, what do you want to be when you grow up? And articulating that story, you guys became very quickly what you wanted to be, and I hope you're happy. But I mean, you shouldn't be happy. You should want for more, and more, and more. If you want to take something from me, being fearless and trying, new things, I think it's something key. That's really how I feel about it. So go out there and leave. Life is too short.
Okay, cool, Dad. So, I mean, we've reached the end of the episode, but I guess in true off the clock fashion, we always ask you questions, but we were wondering if you have a question for us.
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions for both of you. Let's start with you. Um, the question that I have for you is, what attributes do you think you've taken from me that you're proud of?
Um, do I have to be proud of them? Okay. I think the attribute that I've definitely taken from you is so I think you're very calm in the way that you handle things.
Okay.
Um, and I put like I generally am calm when I handle things as well. And I also think that your style in having, like, when you reprimand us, or when there's something that needs to be discussed, when we've done something wrong, you kind of position it like like it's a meeting. Like, okay, we're in
Yeah.
HR.
Yeah.
HR person
Yeah.
is shouting at us.
Your boss
As
is here.
Yes, my boss is
Yeah.
here. This is here.
Yeah.
So it's very organized. It's very much a discussion. It's that kind of nature, and I think I've taken that approach in my life, where when I have difficult conversations with people, whether at work or personally, it takes that same shape or form. So
Do,
yeah.
do you think this is a new thing, a current thing, or it's always been there from the beginning when you're going to kindergarten or primary school? I mean, do you
No, I think it's been.
remember?
I mean, in kindergarten, there's not much really difficult conversations that you have. It's like,
It's like, what's
I'm
your
not your friend
favorite
anymore.
color?
I'm not your friend anymore, so bye. So I think it was always there. I think naturally, as a person, I've always been slightly more calm, and I say slightly because I always like to compare myself with my brother, and I don't know if it's good or a bad thing, but just gives context. Yeah, so I think generally I'm calm. But what I have noticed about myself is I am in a lot of ways like mom as well, which is surprising to me because I never thought I was like my mom in certain ways. So that's why I'm saying, to a certain extent, I'm very like calm and I can deal with things calmly. But then you can feel the gaps. Like I take a different approach when it's needed.
When you need to be firm.
When I need to be
Okay.
firm, yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Your turn. What's one attribute I think that you've taken from me and one from your mom that you kind of like a lot?
Okay. Let me start with you. I think that calmness that Tippy was talking about, I never had it. Never had
No, we know.
Yeah, obviously. They don't know. I never had it. But like as I grew up, like I think like into varsity, like nicely into varsity, I started like picking up on that trait. And also at the same time, you guys will always let me know that basically I'm not like you guys. I started picking it up, and I think I'm calm when it actually matters. So like outside of situations with my family, that calmness is there. Like at work with my friends and all that, I'm able to be that diplomatic, calm person and be able to break things down and say, okay, you have a point, that is fair. And I also have a point, and like you try get people to see your points, and then you try come to a consensus, because you know that if you two start screaming at each other, you're not gonna get anywhere, and you're just gonna things are gonna be worse off than how they started. So I think outside of my family, that calmness is there, and I'm very aware of it, and I actually appreciate it, because my family know, you guys know who I am, and you accept me for who I am. And I think you already, like, you've lived with me for as long as I've been alive, since I'm the youngest. So it's like, you guys, okay, this is just that. But I've also tried to start applying it like within the family context, because I feel like sometimes in the family context, you expect your family to understand you, and when they don't, it's very, in a way, it's triggering, and then like all those emotions come out, and then it's like you don't want to be calm anymore. So yeah, I think the calmness is there, but it applies to outside situations. It's not so much within the family context. I have to really like be very aware of myself to be like, okay, I need to like just be calm and let's have this discussion. And because I feel like
Yeah,
I've seen,
yeah.
you've probably seen where we've had discussions where I wasn't calm, and then you've probably seen discussions where I was calm, and then I was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, I've
From-
seen the
Yeah.
you trying to be deliberate about it.
Yeah, so it's
So-
like it's hard for me to be like deliberate about it within that family context because I feel like I don't know what it is, but in a way I feel like you guys should be able to understand me a lot better. But then it's like I don't know, it's just a lot of things. That's why I say I have to be very aware of myself so that I am calm in those positions,
Okay.
those situations.
So, I mean, for both of you, what about your mom? I feel like I need to represent her well, just in terms of the attributes that you've taken from her. Tepi saying it's got a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think with mom, I think I get a lot of like with mom. I think it's a lot of like passion about what, like either you're speaking about or you're trying to convey or how you feel about something.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
mom is very passionate about like, especially things that she really feels like
Are important to
are
her.
important to her, or she's very like, especially when she's trying to guide you through something, and she's like, you're doing something that you don't see as wrong because of whether it's age or whatever, but I see it's wrong, and I'm trying to protect you from that. And it won't come out the same way that it will with dad. With mom, it comes out in a more passionate, more like it's very volatile. But as we grow up, you can see it comes from a good place overall. And like as we grow up, you understand who your parents are as people, and like you understand their personalities. So I think like with mom, it's really it's a lot of like the passion in how you express yourself and in how you express yourself in situations where you're trying to convey a message or you're trying to protect someone, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I take a lot of that from mom.
Yeah, I also think like when there is something that you strongly believe in, you have to say it.
Yeah.
And it like whether the person's gonna be upset or sad, or
Yeah.
if it's your truth and that's what it is and that's the reality, then that's what it is, and I like that. What I've taken from the both of you equally, I think, is also just truth telling.
Yeah. Being
Yeah.
But I think it's
Yeah.
just it's the how it's positioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do it
yeah.
your style, mom has her style. But it's just truth telling, and I think that that's quite evident in the kind of relationship that we have as a family, the ability to have really frank and honest conversations, irrespective of the outcome. It might be gloomy for a couple of days, the holiday might be ruined, but
Like caveats in a situation like that, I forgot what we were discussing. This was long ago. I was in high school. Yo, well, who was it? It was mom who said this, and you were backing her all the way. Like you were 10 toes down on what she said. It was like, why must we worry about your feelings in this situation? Yo, and I took that to heart, hey, and I was like, you know what? Fair. But I'm gonna keep the same energy with you guys as well, eh? Oh, why must I worry about your feelings when I'm trying to tell you the truth about something? That and no, whether it's right or wrong, this is I learned these things from you guys, and you are my parents, and I'm literally, in a way, I'm like you guys. So, and I think I'm very aware of like, it's most of the time it's the how you say something, not
Yeah.
what you say.
yeah.
And a lot of the time, I get to a point where I'm like, you can be respectful but still blunt. And I'm trying to find that sweet spot of, because I'm not a beating around the bush type of person. I feel like that's the biggest waste of time. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's how I see it. Like,
No, we know.
All right. So, guys, thank you very much for this time. I think I never thought it will come out like the way it did with very direct questions about how I feel about things and you guys and moments and experience that we had, I think, as family. So appreciate it. I liked it. Thank you.
Great.
Awesome.
Cut.